Welcome back to Aus 7 Highlander held at Next Level Games Dandenong. This was the last leg of the Eternal Weekend that they held down there on the Queen's Birthday weekend. I am Tom Sullivan, aka Sully. I am joined by Mulchi, aka Luke Mulcahy.
How's it going?
And also representing us team TCM team, Tim Dolphin.
Good day all.
All right, so we'll start this off by saying that we've got two amazing players, both from different sides of Australia. Graham King from here in Victoria, well, not different sides, but different states, and Brendan Owens from Canberra. So we will state that they did swap playmats to start this round. So we've got King representing the Canberra MTG from Melbourne, and we have Brandon representing Team Cockmagic from Canberra, which is kind of funny.
It's always better to look at your own playmat when you're playing, so if you can keep an eye on that while you're keeping an eye on your cards, so you can see what your opponent's playing a lot easier if you're familiar playmat.
Yeah. All right. So let's start off by talking about what points each of these players is playing. So we'll start with Graham.
Yeah, Graham's on his big red deck. I've versed it a couple of times. He stomped me in a local final. Graham's basically all about getting fast mana. He's playing Sol Ring, Mana Vault, I believe Mox Ruby. That's 6 points there, and then his final points in a Wasteland. And then he just wants to jam giant big red spells, like solid mid-range, like 4 and 5 drops, really fast.
I know that because he is playing Big Red, it's essentially like Dragon Stompy, and his favourite dragon in the deck would be Thought-Knot Seer, which is kind of funny.
And Brandon's just on like a blue-black good stuff. Interesting that he's not playing a third colour because of the way fetch lands work. But, you know, blue-black are flush with excellent cards, so he's just going for a bit of consistency. Blue-black has a lot of nice natural jewels too.
Yeah.
You don't have to rely on fetch lands as much as other colour combinations. You got River of Tears, Creeping Tar Pit.
Which is really cool. And I don't know if he's playing with the new Scryland, the Cycle Lands, the new dual colour Cycle Lands. Personally, I'm playing them in my blue-black list because sometimes late game it's just nice to just cycle a land away.
Graham slaps down the Sim Prodder.
So Sim Prodder.
On turn 2, it's pretty good.
Do you know what Sim Prodder reads?
Yeah, so in Graham's upkeep, he's going to reveal the top card of his library, and then Brandon, his opponent, chooses whether it goes to the graveyard and Brandon takes damage equal to its cost, or whether it goes to Graham's hand.
So just revealing a Arid Mesa, he's choosing not to take the 0 life and forcing it. No, taking the 0 life and forcing it to go to his graveyard.
Yeah, so obviously you're never going to get lands off Sim Prodder into your hand. Graham's got a Mox Ruby. A little bit late on that, but you know, always good.
Yeah. And the points that Brandon's playing. So we've got, to start it off, we have Sensei's top, which is not pointed.
So Brandon must have... Did he just say that he's forced to Thought-Knot Seer?
Drain the Thought-Knot Seer. So there is a pointed card, Drain. We've also got Snapcaster Mage, Jitte, Force of Will. He said that Mana Leak is pointed, which is pretty funny. Jace the Mind Sculptor, Treasure Cruise, and Jace Vince Prodigy. Is that pointed these days?
No, it's not pointed.
No. Right, so it's interesting thing about Mana Drain in Highlander is it's quite tricky. You really have to build your deck around being able to use big chunks of colourless mana.
Yeah.
And Brandon's deck, I think he's just using Mana Drain more of a counter spell.
Yeah, just a straight up counter.
He only has a few ways to sink colourless mana, like maybe a 4-drop Planeswalker like Jace, for example.
Or just into your Jittes or your tops, really.
Yeah. Like he can delve less cards. But he doesn't get the full value like other decks. Like Graham would love a Mana Drain in his deck. He can slam Battle Skull, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, or something.
Double red Mana Drain, that'd be fantastic. Yeah.
Alright, he's got the answer for the Sim Prodder. You definitely got to get Sim Prodder off the board in this matchup. He's just going to
It's essentially
the game if it sits around, yeah.
It's essentially just a good bob, really, isn't it, Sin Prodder?
Yeah. So Graham's going to kill the Liliana with this Chandra.
So that tick up. Is that the Chandra that...
Tortured Defiance. It's the new one.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So as long as you don't cast the card that you reveal, then you'll deal damage to the opponent. Yeah.
And obviously redirecting that to Liliana of the Veil.
Yeah. So Brandon, to deal with that Planeswalker, it's pretty hard to deal with Planeswalkers from blue-black. He's gonna aim for like a Gurmag Angler or a Trina Nemesis. Is probably what he's looking to dig into.
Yeah.
He's holding up 4 mana, presumably for a real spell and a counter spell or both. Graham's playing both red talismans. Pretty sweet. They also provide colourless mana for his Eldrazi, which is nice. Slagstorm, just going to the face. Interesting that he just runs it out there. I would have thought he'd save it for if Brandon dropped another Planeswalker.
So Slagstorm, what does that read?
You can choose to either deal 3 damage to both players or 3 damage to all creatures.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So obviously getting drained with a Snapcaster Mage there.
Yeah.
Was that a Sunken Hollow?
To be honest, I'm not sure.
I think it is. It looks like it's signed by Adam Pouquet,
It
which
didn't
I'm
take
pretty
too
sure he
long,
did
so
the
it's
art.
not a watery grave.
Yeah.
Once again, Brandon not being able to utilise that colourless mana from the mana drain. So, which massive threat should I play, says Graham. He wants Brandon's representing a counterspell, so Graham has to think about what counterspells Brandon could have and then play around.
We have to probably admit that we should judge each of these guys by their basic land choices. I personally like the choices they've gone with. We've got on Brandon's side Beta Pooley Islands, signed by, it looks like Mark Pooley. And on Graham's side, we've got the Black Border snow-covered basic mountains.
Yeah, they're just for the Mouth of Ronan. I don't think he plays Scred.
Yeah. I know he did at one point.
So Graham's hellbent at this stage. Brandon looks like he's going to be able to kill the Chandra, which he's pretty happy about.
Yeah.
I'm going to call this game. I reckon Brandon's got it. Chandra's dead. Graham, as long as Brandon can have a counterspell for any of Graham's big threats that he could draw, like a Karn off the top,
yeah,
then, and with that number of cards in hand, I think he's going to be
more card advantage coming. So
yeah.
Once Brandon takes complete control and Graham's hellbent, it's going to be really hard for Graham to come out of that.
Yeah, this can be a flaw of the big red deck when you just draw mana in the late game. So for Graham to bring it back, he's going to have to draw a huge creature,
something like a Storm Breath or something like that.
Nah, Stormbreath's not going to get there. It's going to have to deal with Brandon's creatures. Brandon's got a Spell Pierce in hand, but Graham's got so much mana that I don't think it's going to do anything. Yeah, and Brandon wants to find a counterspell here to protect his team.
Yeah, just trying to set up and sculpt his hand as much as possible. A lot of people judge people that main phase Brainstorm, but to be honest, sometimes there is a perfect time to main phase Brainstorm.
And it's the Tombstalker.
Yeah, so
That's
Tombstalker.
even more game now.
Tombstalker reads, it has Delve, so you can exile X amount of cards from your graveyard to help pay for the colourless mana. So it's a 2 black and 5 Delve, I believe. It's a 5 6 Delve.
Yep.
And it's a 5/5 with flying.
Wormcoil.
Surprised that Graham hasn't popped his Mouth of Ronan yet. I thought he would have killed the Cleek last turn. Wormcoil Engine. All right, well that's an answer. No, non-artifact.
That does not work that way. Sorry, Brandon.
So in this situation, looks like Wormcoil's resolving. Well, it has, because Brandon tried to kill it. But so Wormcoil can't attack because Brandon has the Baleful Strix. So there's Judge Call going on here.
Yeah.
And but since the Wormcoil can't attack, Brandon still has flyers. So I think Graham's going to have to just run his Wormcoil into the Baleful Strix, trade, and then try and use his lifelink 3/3 Worm to keep in the game until he can drop another threat. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And dropping 5 life a turn, that's not the best ideal situation.
So Graham's probably going to gain 6, lose his dude, get 2 creatures, and then try and race and gain 3 to hopefully find another threat. But it is not looking good for him on 14 life. With 8 power attacking in the air.
The Cold Steel Heart from Graham, conveniently also providing snow mana for the Mouth of Ronan.
Yeah. So he's going to take the one from also the Mana Vault for being tapped.
Yeah, giving himself maximum outs. He wants to... If he untapped the Mana Vault, then he'd only access to 5 mana.
Yeah.
But by leaving it tapped, he's got 6. Okay, I didn't think of that line. He's going to Mouth of Ronan the Strix.
So that he can attack and not lose his big dude.
Yeah.
I like it.
Now he's gaining the 6 as opposed to losing the 8, so...
Nice.
Oh, solid play.
Yeah.
So block, then kill his own dude, so no damage is dealt, so he can't gain the life. That was a beautiful play by Brandon.
I'm disappointed I didn't see that myself.
Yeah.
Losing my touch.
I am also did not see that line of play.
Alright, so sideboards, let's have some predictions here. I suppose we can just see what they're doing, eh?
Yeah. I reckon 100% Brandon will be bringing in energy flux.
Yeah, Nullrod too.
Nullrod,
Yep.
100%.
Phyrexian Revoker as well, to name a mana piece.
Would he bring in Pithing Needle and Toxic Deluge?
I don't think he's going to play Needle.
Not
He
the
might, because of the Planeswalkers, but there's only like 2 from Graham's deck, so
Yeah.
definitely not Deluge.
Oh, it looks like he actually is bringing in the Pithing Needle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can see Pithing Needle, Revoker, Nullrod, and Energy Flux so far.
Yeah, there's enough things to Pithing Needle that it makes it worthwhile.
Can also
The
Pithing
one,
Needle
and just
activated lands.
Graham's going to bring in his blue hate. The Brandon's deck, I think, still has a fair few number of dual lands which are non-islands, so Boyle's not going to... It may not necessarily be game over, but it's going to be a serious blowout if he casts
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Probably bring in the defense grid.
Yeah, defense grid.
I 100% guarantee and bet that Graham will be bringing in Boyle against a blue deck because that is his favourite sideboard card to see against a blue deck. I know I've been blown out by Boyle so many times, and what Boyle reads, I believe it's 1 in a red, destroy all islands.
3 in a red.
Yep.
3 in a red, there we go. So it costs 4 total.
Yeah, it's an instant too.
It is a powerhouse, and it
And
really
you'd almost
throws you
expect him
back.
to play a Trinisphere as well. Bring that in.
Yeah,
I
100%.
don't expect Trinisphere here, but he might bring it in.
Yeah.
I guess Brandon plays lots of cantrips. Yeah,
Yeah,
apologies.
he plays a lot of 1-drops. He plays a lot of cheap costs.
And also slows
being
down
able to
counters.
slow him down would
Yeah.
be efficient for the big red.
I reckon he might also bring in defense grid if we didn't already say that. I think we did.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. And maybe Anger of the Gods because Brandon's creatures are probably smaller
Yeah,
than Graham's.
yeah. For the majority of the creatures we saw,
I don't expect Anger of the Gods. Yeah, he doesn't deploy a lot of threats.
Am I seeing an Uber Mask in Graham's
seeing
list?
an Overmask
Yeah.
in that
Ah.
sideboard.
That is an old card, and I do not remember what that card does. Do we have
Yeah,
an
it's
Oracle
a
text on
4-cost artifact, and whenever players draw cards, they exile them instead and have to cast them that turn.
that? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful against the drawing deck, so you might bring that in.
Yeah, it stops people from sculpting their hand.
Yeah.
And if you've obviously got the mana to play most of your spells, then simply playing them straight up is one way of getting around a counter spell.
So Graham on the play.
Looks like he's got 2 mountains. It looks like a City of Traders in his hand. I'm not 100% sure. No matter how far I move my head to the side, I cannot see what's in his hand.
Funny, you're doing that too.
It does look like he's got a cough in his hand. I'm not sure. Yeah, he does play Cough of the Hammer. Brandon obviously mowing
Does look
down.
like he had a lot of land. Not
So-
much of anything else.
I've had a shot at building these big red decks myself,
Yep.
and they're great fun. There's so many excellent 4 and 5 drops in red.
Yeah.
The trick is to make sure you still have enough disruption against combo decks,
Yeah.
because red traditionally not a strong disruption color. You're relying heavy on like blood moon effects and some land destruction.
Yeah, so he does play Blood Moon, doesn't he? And he plays
Yeah.
Magus of the Moon, I'm guessing, in that list.
So Graham's got a Mind Stone, and he would have been hoping for. He didn't draw his pointed mana this game, so
Which will not be good for him.
it's very hard for Graham's threats to get underneath Brandon's cheap counterspells. I'm putting Brandon as a strong favourite in this matchup.
Yeah.
There's the Cothin and Spell Pierce.
Yeah, Spell Pierce very main deckable in Highlander. There's lots of non-creature threats that very popular.
Yeah, and it's great early game. Late game, it becomes a bit of a harder counterspell, but then it becomes really good just to pitch to a Force of Will.
So Brandon, like in Highlander, you can't go all in on a card like Delver. You know, Brandon's still diversifying his card types. A few planeswalker threats, etc.
Yeah.
So a lot more creature threats than a traditional Legacy Delver deck would play.
It's interesting to see he failed to flip. And then comes the click.
Draw step.
And that looks like a boil in Graham's hand, just under his thumb.
Is he tempted to crack the Mind Stone?
He would cast the boil here if that
Yeah,
is.
there we
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yep.
it is a boil. Brandon will be very disheartened by that, but
And also very glad he went and got a swamp.
yes. So we've got Ghost Quarter, the old one, which is beautiful. I love that art. Sensei's top. We have the Red Titan. What's the Red Titan?
Inferno
called?
Titan.
Inferno Titan, which comes in, does 3
Yeah.
damage. What's
And
that dragon?
That's Urabrask.
Urbrask.
It's the red Praetor. It's a 5 cost 4/5 with
Yep.
haste, and your opponent's creatures come in tapped, much like the new Thalia.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it gives all your guys haste too. So Urabrask into Inferno Titan. That's game over.
Yeah, that seems like
Yeah.
very much game.
Which is why it got disappeared.
Yeah, I'm surprised he chose Urabrask there. I would have expected Inferno Titan to get bottomed, because once you put something down the bottom, Graham's going to draw another card and be more likely to hit a land. But
Yeah,
he already had 5 mana. But perhaps Brandon's got a Force Spike or something like that, where he just wants Graham to have the higher cost spell.
yeah, and just force him to play into it.
Obviously deciding he needed to keep the life total high by not playing the Watery Grave untapped.
Boyle's done a huge amount of work this game, allowing Graham to resolve a few spells. I don't know what that masterpiece is.
That is a
guys.
Trinosphere, so I know
Okay.
that physical card very well because I used to own that Trinosphere.
Yeah. Apologies, Tim. You definitely did
Yeah.
brought it in. Looks like it's going to do all right, especially after he's taken some of the lands out from Brandon. Really put a strain on his mana.
Yeah, the only problem is getting it down so late.
Yeah,
After taking the land, he gets it down pretty much as Brandon gets back up to a 3 land anyway.
but late game Trinosphere in this situation where you've just boiled just seems really strong.
Now it can go off without worrying about counter spells.
Is that a Glory Bringer?
It is, yes.
Is
Oh wow! Do you reckon he's going to exalt it?
He has.
exert.
He
Yeah.
has.
He did exert it, yeah.
Oh wow! Sorry, exert.
So Brandon on the back foot here. He's just going. He just has to draw like a go for the throat for the Glory Bringer.
No.
Oh,
Liliana.
Liliana will do.
Perfect. That
Even
will
better.
do it.
Yeah.
I noticed though he hasn't really been checking the Delver that often. The top card, most players tend to take a good peek at their card before they actually draw it. He's been drawing as if he doesn't really mind flipping it.
He did board in that Uber mask, and here it is.
Here it is.
Yeah, it's whenever you draw a spell, it gets exiled.
Nice.
No, this is what makes the game very interesting. The Trinisphere down and an Uber Mask makes it very hard for Brandon to play any spells from now.
Yeah. With also the defense grid out, which makes it especially hard. So he's probably going to have to pay at least 5 for most of his spells in Graham's turn.
There
At
we
least
go.
3.
At least 3.
Yeah.
No. Oh, yeah, because it happens in alphabetical order.
So Needle's got a name top if he
No.
casts it, but I think he'd prefer to play any other spell.
Yeah.
Top's still a little bit awkward with Uber Mask in play, so
To put your entire mana base into a top, into a Needle, it doesn't target enough right now just to
Wow.
target his top.
man, if Brandon was pitching Bitter Blossom in this scenario, his last 2 remaining cards must have been excellent, and they were Trina
Yeah.
Nemesis. Graham King, he's going to need a really big flyer here, but Liliana's still on the board, so
He needs
not
a
sure.
hasting.
Not sure
He
what
needs a
Graham
big hasting flyer.
to kill the Liliana. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he wants. Yeah, and it also has to be big enough to kill Brandon before the tree name does, even after taking out the Planeswalker. So it's gonna be tough. Gonna be
Yeah.
tough. So that true name, great play for Brandon.
And I'm going to assume that he's naming Graham with that true name.
It's interesting that Graham's using his Mindstone mana to pay for top, considering he's got... I can't imagine him cracking that Ghost Quarter there. I think you'd rather have the Mindstone for its activated ability rather than holding up Ghost Quarter, but it's a small thing. It's fine.
Yeah.
Seeing Chalice Mountain there. So this is a scenario where he would want to crack the Mind Stone, but he tapped it, so he couldn't use it. An island for the top does not flip Delver. I like that he flash revealed it as a joke there. That's pretty funny. Brandon well and truly in the driver's seat here.
Tackle for 4 each turn. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, so a Delver flip next turn will be game over.
Yeah.
Choosing
you can
not to
see-
tick up.
Even with such a powerful card like Boyle, if you haven't got the clock to back it up, yeah, it can, even though it's a super powerful sideboard card, it may not necessarily win you the game.
Yeah. So drawing Lightning Bolt there. This is going to be very hard. He's going to obviously have to hit the Delver. Or is he hit the Lily?
I think he hits the Delver.
Oh, no, he does go
that's
for
Lily.
Lily.
Okay. I guess he figures he's so far behind, he just has to rely on Brandon's Delver not flipping.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's
Yeah.
pretty powerful as well. It costs at least
He's got to pay 3 more mana because of the defense grid, yeah. Oh, and the Trinisphere, so
Yeah, Trinisphere.
yeah,
and
no, so
defense
he has to
grid's
pay
5,
4 mana
so
for that. It costs 4 mana. So what will happen there? He has to pay 2 for the defense grid, and then Trinisphere will check. Did you pay at least 3 mana for that spell? The answer is no. Oh well, right now it is. He's paid 4, so it's okay. Gets around Trinisphere. But if you hadn't, make sure that you pay up to 3.
I think there's no issue here. He might get a warning from Fry.
Yeah.
Oh, not allowing him to cast it. Interesting.
That is very interesting.
I suppose maybe the ruling is that defense grid makes you pay the
There it
Trinisphere
flips.
3
Let's go.
plus defense grid. It's 5 mana, so you can't cast it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
So maybe defense grid doesn't quite work the same way that the spheres do. Anyway, so that was the end of game 2.
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for round 3.
Cheers.